Hello and welcome to Gadget Joe, and today we take a look at Antec's latest offering in the Flux platform, and that is the DF700. Today we have another offering from Antec in the Flux platform, and that is the DF700 that you see here. It features a completely new design on the front with quite a modern aesthetic, with gamer roots to it with the RGB lights, which we'll touch upon shortly. What's more is it's still priced under the £100 price mark. The DF700 features a unique new design on the front full-length mesh panel. It's actually reminiscent of the InWin Z-Tower design with those twisted lines, just at a much more attainable price point. The DF700 is an average size chassis, sitting in at 486mm high, 467mm deep, and 220mm wide. It's not a particularly heavy chassis either, coming in at 8.6 kilograms. The DF700 is an ATX chassis that has mounting support for boards ranging from mini ATX, micro ATX, all the way up to a full-size ATX, with enough space for up to a 405mm GPU and a max height air cooler of 175mm, so there's plenty of space to play with. The DF700 has a full-length PSU shroud. That's to take full advantage of the Flux platform, and also to hide all those cables, because let's face it, we all do it. At the rear of the DF700, you get the included 120mm exhaust fan with space for up to a 120mm radiator. Along the front are the three ARGB 120mm fans with space for up to a 360mm radiator, or alternatively two 140mm fans and a 280mm radiator. At the top, underneath the magnetic dust filter, is mounting space for up to 3 120 or 2 140mm fans and a 360 or 280mm radiator too. Across the top of the chassis you get two USB 3 ports either side of a mic and audio ports, loading lights, LED toggle switch and a large power button with an Antec logo underneath. On the rear you get a power supply cutout, 7 expansion slots and an I/O cutout and the rear exhaust mount. When you move onto the rear side of the DF700, it does look quite messy. Now that's usually the case with any case that's got a lot of extra wires for the fans, especially those with RGB controllers in them. But again, there's plenty of space to sort that. To the left you get a recessed panel to sort cable management using the included Antec Velcro straps and assorted tie-in points. In the centre is the RGB fan controller with 6 fan headers and 6 3-pin LED headers. This is powered by SATA power and has an onboard PWM and RGB header for syncing with your motherboard. To the right of this there are two 2.5-inch drive trays for mounting SSDs or 2.5-inch drives. They can be removed by sliding upwards and are solid metal. You can remove the mounts completely via these screws if needed for a cleaner aesthetic, however they just slide back into position when needed. Inside the shroud to the left is a hard drive caddy with a tray that slides out. Take out the accessories box, which includes user manuals, zip ties, Velcro straps and fixings. You have a tray that will hold either a 3.5-inch drive or two 2.5-inch drives. The tray is thin plastic and is very flimsy, but once everything is secured into place, that isn't really an issue. You can mount a further drive on top of a caddy if required too. Alternatively, the entire caddy can be removed altogether. To the right there are two dense foam strips for the power supply to rest on. There is also room for up to a 205mm PSU in here too. As I've already mentioned several times in this video, this again is featuring the Flux platform. The Flux platform is short for Flow Luxury and is a method of providing maximum airflow which pulls in air from all directions to maximise heat dissipation and improve overall performance and efficiency. The included 120mm reverse flow fan seen here draws air in from the PSU shroud and pushes cold air into the system and up into the GPU to eliminate any hotspots within the case. On the rear panel is a grill cut along the bottom to draw air into the shroud, adding an extra dimension of airflow. The top of the DF700 actually features a lot of aesthetics that are shared with the performance lineup. It would be interesting to see a vertical GPU mounting option in the DF700, or even in one of the future models. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult to do based on this whole Flux platform cooling system, but with the extra air ventilation in there, you probably could do it. Like all the other models that we've seen in this lineup, the DF700 comes with 5 120mm fans included, Now when you consider it's under the £100 price point, that's already a big win. There are 3 120 ARGB fans on the front, one 120mm standard fan on the rear, and then obviously of course that 120mm reverse flow fan for the Flux platform. Gaining access to the front fans is actually super easy to do too. To remove this panel, simply pull away from the base and it will snap away. The front panel is completely removable and you can see the design once again here. With this off, you have full access to the fans for switching them out for cleaning. Along the right are the holes for cable management. And that's pretty much our review of the Antec DF700 Flux platform chassis. It's actually impressed us quite considerably, considering that all the ones that we've looked at are very similar. They share the same bones effectively. I do like that modern aesthetic on the front. It's something different. It could look quite good in most setups, and also with those ARGB lights, it's going to fit in quite well with most gamer setups too. It would be nice to see something maybe a little bit more premium. I think they've definitely got the potential to do that. Obviously, as you've seen, we're starting to get in these just as they're released every time, so we should hopefully be able to keep you up to date with that. It's really well built, it's nice and solid. It's got a few flimsy features on it, but again, once everything's in system, it's all fine. You doesn't need to worry about that. The fact that you get everything that you do for less than £100, in fact I think we're around a £70 price mark, puts it right above its competition. There is one criticism that I could make, not just on this chassis, on all of them. This 120mm fan at the back, it would be nice to see that as an ARGB fan too. Yes, I know it would bump the cost up a little bit, but I think it would be worth it because then you get that continued aesthetic. It already offers unrivaled air cooling. With all this in mind, it's another easy gold award from us at Gadget Joe. Now, a lot of you will be thinking I haven't actually shown you those ARGB fans. They are exactly the same as all the other ones in the other Antec Flux range videos that we've done recently. Now you can obviously go and check them if you want to, and that's pretty much it from me for now. If you liked this video, don't forget to click like. Show us your support by clicking that subscribe button too. We've just recently hit 8k. Of course, you might have noticed all this by now. This is my final video of 2020 for the Christmas period. So, from myself and all the other sponsors, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one.